I'm like, some old bullshit. There
yeah,
it is.
no,
they did it.
No, I told you at that point, I was like, you know what, I'm sold on what I'm thinking about this movie at this point. I was kind of waffling, but I mean, I think in the first film, you had a bigger hand of Steven Spielberg in there, and what I mean by that is that he was pulling Michael Bay back. Now that this movie's a big hit, Michael Bay just said, you know what, I'm going to get over here and just blow up every fucking thing, and just like pull the lever down and like, boom, blown up. I mean,
Michael, you sure about this? Steve, just sit your Jew ass down right there. I got this.
Yeah, who's making money here?
Yeah, but the problem there is, as much as I'm all about more explosions, more debris, there's so many robots that you don't even know what these fucking robots are. You don't know which robot's on which side. It looks like Megatron gets killed like 20 times. And
that's how I felt in the first one.
That's how I felt. I thought it was a Black Hawk Down with robots. I couldn't tell what was happening.
I was able to follow that one. This one, it's literally where we've just got scenes of carnage for scenes of carnage, and it means nothing.
Yeah.
And when Corey says the plot doesn't make any sense, it's not him falling asleep again. This plot doesn't fucking make any sense whatsoever. There is no plot at all. It's mind-numbing that they made a plotless 2.5-hour movie.
No, they really do. I swear to God, I'm not saying this as a figure of speech. They make this shit up as they go along. There's one scene where they say, we got to get across the world. Let's teleport.
Yeah,
it's just like,
right. They just introduced that all the time.
No. They didn't say let's teleport. They just did it.
Yeah, they find like one of the oldest Transformers, which is it's a jet that speaks like a pirate.
And he's an American jet, by the way.
Speaks like a pirate.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
He's a Scottish blackbird.
Okay, and rather than fly them to Egypt, he just teleports them.
Yeah, why would the older one have better technology?
He's actually a super badass in the past.
Yeah.
Okay,
he's like
did they lose the whole? You know what? I don't want to know the
Yeah,
history
you can't.
of this.
You're asking questions. Don't ask questions.
This is just
All I can tell you is that they introduced the concept of the Prime Transformers, the ones who were here the earliest. Which somehow Optimus Prime is one of them, even though all the other Primes look like Bionicles and he doesn't.
Well, he's the last in a line of Primes. These are the ancient Primes.
And it's funny because the guy's an American jet. He's been here for centuries. I mean, he's the oldest one. But for some reason, he talks like a refined British person. Oh, I say, how do I get out of this building here? And I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's Gandalf all of a sudden. It's like, why don't you just give him a wizard's hat and turn him into Dumbledore?
Well, he did have a staff.
Yeah, I was like, a Dumbledore.
That wasn't a staff. That was a cane because he was an old man. He had to support himself on the cane.
Yeah, you didn't know that robots can turn into old men?
Yeah, apparently they can turn into whatever the fuck they want.
And rather than fly or roll around on wheels, he preferred to limp with a cane.
Oh, well, that makes perfect sense. Okay, sure.
I never understand why
not turn
something
into a
that can
regular
roll or fly would ever walk.
Now, getting into the other direction, the things that were entertaining about this movie, there were some moments that I liked. Every time Michael Bay calmed the fuck down for half a second and apparently was off his Ritalin and allowed someone to do a slow-mo shot, and we saw one of those slow-mo money shots of like Optimus Prime cutting a guy in half or something like that. Those looked really cool. It's like, oh, I see what's going on here, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then it would go back to super fast. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. No, well, I was going to say this. There are two good, and they're the main set pieces of the movie, and they do work. There's a couple of badass fight scenes in here. There's one in the middle where Prime is fighting two robots in the forest, and the way they mix these effects in with the all the foliage and the trees and everything, it really is amazing. And at the end, Bumblebee decides to become a badass, and he's fighting somebody, and for a few minutes, it's like, wow, now this is what I kind of really want to see in a movie, and this has been really cool. This had some character development, a really good story, and with these fights, that would have been a great summer movie, but for some reason, it just went everywhere.
Yeah. The other thing that I actually liked, I don't know how you guys felt about it, but almost every scene with Josh Duhamel and Tyrese, that was where like the writers were actually involved, and Michael Bay's just like, write something cool down that'll get us from here to here, and that's where I dug those characters.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Tyrese had some of the worst dialogue I've heard all year.
Tyrese's dialogue was bad, but every moment that they had together, like with Josh Duhamel, I thought whenever they cut to Tyrese over to the side, he had a bad one-liner.
Yes, he did. They were the worst.
The scenes when they're all interacting and they're interacting with the government guys who are trying to shut down.
Okay, the stuff with the government guys I thought was okay.
I enjoyed that stuff, and it's like that's the kind of stuff I wanted to see in this movie.
Yeah.
but it,
and it's too bad because Josh Duhamel and Tyrese Gibson, they're very minor characters in this movie, and they are good in the film. Except, like you're right, Josh Duhamel is given more to do, and Tyrese is put in the background with one or two bad lines, and they had
there was more than one. I mean, like every time he had a one-liner, they would give him one line to wrap up everything that was just been said. It was the worst thing he could have said.
He got the shaft on this.
Every time he would deliver one of those lines, I expected Josh Duhamel or some other character stop and look at him and go, "Really? Did you really need to say that?"
Come up and just slap on the back of the head. Shut up. It's too bad because those two guys really were some of the best actors in the movie, and they don't get that much to do.
I think the biggest problem here is that they spent too much time with the human characters. They didn't develop the Autobots or Decepticons at all, and really, the movie's called Transformers. It's not called Shia LaBeouf running from Transformers. Give us Transformer character. It worked in the first one because it was a great introduction, and it said, look, there are going to be more movies, but Optimus Prime and the Autobots had personality in that one, and it led to a film where we could see what we saw in the cartoons, which was the Autobots went off and did their thing and had their human buddy who we clearly have as Shia LaBeouf.
But everybody has one badass attitude in this because instead of distinguishing them, Optimus Prime has a distinct personality that works for him. Mainly because they got the original voice actor Robert Cullen, Peter Cullen. They got the guy who did the voice for the animated series back,
and they got the guy who did the voice for Soundwave.
Which in the cartoon he mostly talked like.
No, he sounded exactly like he sounded right here. Decepticon. I can't even do it.
Well, the voice acting is good. I mean, you have people like.
Wait, wasn't Soundwave the guy who transformed into a Walkman?
Yes, except and here what he did is instead of transforming into a Walkman, he connects himself to
an iPod.
No, he connects himself to a satellite, and he's listening in on everything that the top secret organization is doing, and he's broadcasting orders out to all the other Decepticons.
Yeah, none of these.
He actually fits the role that he did in the cartoon series and in the toy line.
Except he's huge.
But all of them are huge in this.
These are not the ones from the series. These are completely. They don't look anything like the series.
I think it'd be cooler if he transformed into a Walkman. There's a joke right there. Someone going, "What in the fuck is this?"
Megan Fox, like, "Oh, I think my dad had one of these."
Well, this might affect my question then. If you're saying it's not like the ones from the series, because I was going to say you guys being fans of the series, maybe you could answer this. Why are the Autobots such punk-ass bitches? They get their asses kicked through this entire movie. Optimus Prime gets killed 2 or 3 times, and they know they have a huge Decepticon army coming. They don't try to build up. They don't try to beef up and get better weaponry. They just drive around like little cars.
You asking us something about a plotless movie?
I'm saying, like, you got your heroes. You want to see your heroes win, and every fight they come out pretty bad.
That's because their OS is Windows. That's why. They're fighting against a Mac. What are you going to do?
Well, look at me.
No chance.
Everybody don't think I'm the Mac guy.
I mean, shit, the Decepticons got Jaguar, robots and
Jaguar. Oh, like a car Jaguar.
Well, I mean,
no, like a Jaguar, like a cat.
Does it look like? Because remember in the cartoon, it looked like a robot cat kind of.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a heavy metal
gun.
So here it's a robot cat as well. It's not like the
all
stripper.
the Decepticons are made out of knives. Apparently, like they have no smooth edges. It's all sharp,
except for the one with giant balls that you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
No, he's pretty sharp too.
No.
Those 2 dangling balls.
Just the 2 dangling balls.
Yeah, he's a constructor.
So that's such a Michael Bay joke.
He was
My robots have
devastator.
balls the size of construction. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Decepticons blow up more shit, and Michael Bay likes that. I don't know why that is. I mean, in here though, you have someone like the personalities work for them and against them. I think Optimus Prime is the only one who really has a strong personality. All the others have this voice of authority, but they can't help but write these characters as tough guys. So one guy will come up and he's like, "That's right." And he thinks he's going to say something profound like, "We have victory over our enemies," but he says, "Punk ass Decepticon," and it's like, I don't even make any fucking sense.
Yeah. He's not kidding.
Oh, God.
No, I mean there's so many little jokes like this. No, we're talking about a Transformers movie that I hate.
Yeah.
I mean, there clearly something is rotten in Denmark. There is not just one thing wrong with this movie.
This is where I'm curious.
You've gotten older.
I mean, you've already established that this is some old bullshit for you. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Corey, all too rarely, is going to say some old bullshit as well.
You might be surprised.
Actually, no, it's summertime. It's a matinee.
Summertime! It's a big...
Summertime!
You can't just
Time to
action
give
movie
it
too
matinee,
harshly.
give it
It's just a
matinee.
dumb action movie. You can't come down.
Yeah.
You sound like the
This
12-year-olds
was the worst
defending
movie I've
the
seen all summer.
defending the
I'm gonna
Ben
give it a
Stiller
matinee.
comedies.
Summertime. You can read it one more time.
Because if you recall, he saw the worst movie he's seen all summer last week, and he gave it a rental.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm you
We're
know
not
what?
gonna get tired of this one. I'm sorry,
Hey,
Corey.
hey, man, that's my ratings, man. I do what I do. Let me
Get
go,
it out of the way.
Let me go ahead and get crucified.
Wait, hold on.
Let me-
Leon, how's it going to end?
Oh, yeah, he comes up in front of the screen. Now, he already said it. Optimus Prime dies about 3 or 4 times in this movie. But no,
Which he's a robot, so it doesn't really matter.
it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You know he's gonna be
He's
back.
got a backup somewhere.
Yeah. But no, go ahead and pull out the nails and the cross. I'll go ahead and be crucified right now.
Okay,
But
put in the first one yourself.
Now, that hurts. No,
No, you
it-
can never
well,
get that
that-
last one in.
That totally didn't sound like hammering something in. That sounded a little different.
Is that what
hammering.
you call it? Crucifying, huh?
Well, I need to nail it up because it hangs otherwise. But
You told him to nail himself.
Yeah, good point.
shut
It'll be the only thing he hadn't nailed.
No, not yet. No, there's still you left. But yeah, no,
I didn't see this movie, so I'm just going to leave.
yeah, you
No, you went to the girly movie.
I did, and it still sounds better.
You passed up Transformers for Abigail Breslin dying of cancer.
And it turned out I was right.
no, I'm gonna give this movie a rental,
See there.
and I tell you why.
There is no some old bullshit. It doesn't even exist.
I think no, really. I think that the special effects are incredible in this film. Even when you can't tell what's going on, they're blended so well into the environment that I did admire that, and that's more going towards the technicians on the film than it is for the director or anything like that. And I did enjoy 2 fight scenes in there. But I mean, really, it's barely getting by a rental.
Wow, so we got a some old bullshit, a rental, but
Low
here's
rentals.
the weird part that's hard for me to even guess.
Well, no. See, the thing is I've got to back up Corey on this. I think it's a rental. It's one of those films that, let's face it, you're going to see it anyway. We've been telling you how bad it is, and you're going to end up seeing it at some
I
point.
won't.
You guys don't know him.
You
that
don't
well.
know me. I won't end up.
I don't think he
Point
will.
is, people are going to want to have to see it anyway. If you have to see it, if you're like, oh, I got to see it anyway, don't pay anything more than a matinee to do it. But seriously, this is a rental at best. I will never watch this film again. I am very upset by some of the things I have. I would normally give it a some old bullshit, but it's one of those films that you just can't escape. It's got its own,
Orbit.
it's got its own sense of gravity that people are going to be, look, I'm going to see it anyway. So if you do, rent it.
Yeah, and I judge these movies like I judge episode 1, 2, and 3. Hate them at the theater. They're the worst movies I've seen, but I've been in somebody's home where I've seen them on a home system. And you're sitting there and watching it, and you can fast forward and get to certain cool scenes and enjoy them.
I wish I hadn't seen this movie. It's not a movie I wish I hadn't seen. There are a few good moments in it, and it's like, you know what? I've seen it. I've watched it, but I can't recommend it to anybody. I can't say you have to go out and see this movie. I can't say you should go out and see this movie. I'm saying if you're going to see it, fucking rent it.
So even with all that, y'all could safely say, if you guys out there in Spill Land come out of this going, I don't know what's wrong with the Spill crew. You're crazy. This movie rocks. You're not a discerning viewer. It's just that simple. You're not bad. You're probably just young. You just haven't seen enough movies yet. You'll get older and look back and go, man, I remember when I used to think Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
too."
I'm not. I won't go that far, but
I just gave
it's
up.
not a great movie.
Yeah, no, look, if you're one of those people that's going to go in there and say, what did you expect? It's just fucking robots, man. It's like, I expected like story. I expected character. Fuck you.
I
If
expected
if
to not be insulted.
Yeah.
I expected it to be as good as the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
I expected not to have stereotypes in there, voiced by somebody who should know better. I mean, there's a whole lot of shit in this
expected
movie.
it to not ramble for 2.5 hours. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what that pushes it to be an unforgivable to me.
I expect I'll skip this one.
There you go.
Fate rarely calls upon us at a moment of our choosing.